we just climbed up in the redneck, and I'm glad to be in here, man. It sure is windy. I think they're calling for like a 20-mile-an-hour north wind. This cold front's coming through. It's significantly colder than it has been the past couple days, so I'm glad to be up here out of the elements. So we're set up on a couple different food plots, catching them from their bedding area and their little sanctuary, kind of just floating out here to feed throughout the night and hang out. So got a lot of high hopes with the weather we got. Yep, that's LB.
The story of LB begins in 2017. From the first pictures we got of him, we knew that he had the potential of being something special later down the road. My dad and I ended up having several encounters of him during the 2018 and 2019 deer seasons. Along with thousands of trail camera photos and finding his sheds of previous years, we knew that LB was at least a 5-year-old deer come the 2020 deer season.
Side of the field. He came down in that corner, bumping toes again. Well, guys, we just climbed up in the tree. We made a midday move. Past 2 afternoons, we've been hunting a redneck box stand over there, and we were just kind of in the cheap seats. We watched this buck come out of the same spot twice, and he's fed up in the beans right here, just pushing does, both afternoons we made a decision that we were going to go ahead and hang a lock on somewhere down this kind of finger. That way we could work with our wind, and if he does what he did last past few nights, we got a good shot, and we won't be in the cheap seats anymore.
We had hunted for LB for several days, and we had multiple encounters with him, but we had to play the wind correctly. He was all over us, but he was just a touch out of range.
I want to go come over here and check this scrape. He threw his head up. I know, he's coming back out.
We had hung a set earlier in the year on the downwind side of his bedding area, knowing that once we got the right wind, we could slip into the cottonwood tree and have a pretty good chance of getting him well within bow range. Once we got the right wind and the weather conditions lined up, we knew it was time to be a little more aggressive and slipped into his bedroom.
Cold front's pushing through. We're pretty excited to be up here. We're in a great spot. It's a big travel corridor. We're butted up to some bedding area, and man, I know these deer use this area during the daylight. And all it's gonna take is for one doe to run through here and one big buck to run right by us. So I'm excited. it's 10 o'clock. We're gonna sit here all day unless I get an arrow in one. So it should be a good time.
See him right there at the cap.
Yeah, I got him. He's got a little doe with him.
No, that's a buck. That's a little buck. He's crossing right now. He's in the ditch right now.
Okay.
Merritt.
Dude, I think it looked good. There was a little clearing over there, and he popped out. I instantly knew who it was through the binos up. LB. It was LB. You could see the splits on his J2s. And then I was like, Dad, I can see him grunt at him. Got the grunt call out, ripped it a couple times, and he threw his head up. Came back around to the creek crossing. That's where we crossed the creek to come into the stand. He crossed right there. He came in, I could see his rack coming right here. We've had multiple encounters with that deer. I can't stop shaking, dude. I'm yo, don't do the tree. Well, guys, it's been an incredible day. You know, we slipped into this stand knowing that it was going to quit raining and that the wind direction was going to switch. And man, as soon as it did, we started having deer on us. We had a couple young bucks run by us. Saw a handful of does, and we started looking at the clock, and it was like, man, it's about time for one of these big ones to get up, start moving around. Man, sure enough, right on cue. Man, he stepped out there 25 yards, and I put my pin right where I wanted it, let the arrow fly, and I hit him. From the video, it looks like I hit him a little bit high. We got down out of the stand, just wanted to see what the arrow looked like, and it had a little bit of blood on it, and it had about 8 inches of it broke off. And I wanted to, you know, just ease up here a little bit, trying to find some blood, and we watched him through the binos come gunning right down this ditch here, right by this other cottonwood, and so we eased up to it, and you know, we could see that right there laying down. That was pretty special.
I'm very blessed to have been able to hunt and harvest this deer. This was the first deer I'd killed on my family's northern Missouri farm. And with all the history of this deer, from the thousands of trail camera pictures, sheds, and 4 years of seeing this deer from the stand, I couldn't believe that the story of LB had come to an end. I'd like to take this time to thank Dyson for sending me this vacuum.
Not even Dyson.
Should hit him with the stage 2. You're coming back?
You did what?
I shaved the other night, and my little chin hairs are coming back. I'm rough.
Nice.
You see a little.
No shave November is doing you real
I'm
well.
trying to get like Sean and Mike and, you know, grow it all out.